Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another episode of More Than a Sport, Inspirational TV. I am your host, Abdul Rahim Laquan or Senior, aka Arlos.
Good morning. I am your co-host, Ashley Claudio. It's so nice to have you guys joining us for another week of More Than a Sport, Inspirational TV. So welcome. How's everything going over there with you? How was your weekend?
Everything's been going good. The weekend was kind of laid back and chill. I didn't really do much of anything. Just kind of hung out with the kids, and I thought about going fishing, didn't make it, but I didn't really do much anything for the most part. I took a ride up to Jersey to go pick up my baby girl, and that was pretty much it. You know what? So for the most part, what I spent my time researching. And doing some stuff, working on the printer, that big old printer that I told you I got now. I'm trying to work on how to print and what programs work with the printer and my computers and stuff like that. And I spent a lot of time over the weekend trying to get ready for that because, it's time to really start getting our power out there and things like that. And that was pretty much it. Spent a couple minutes with Al Tarish yesterday. Him and Erica came down from Atlantic City out that way and stopped by to drop off the shirts that I'm going to be finishing up this week for PEP,
Cool.
Parents Engaging Parents, and that was pretty much it. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Family, right? So, of course, in my normal chores, home life. But I was really able to put some time aside and spend it with family, which I really haven't done in a while because I'm always working and, running around. And of course, you keep in contact with your family over the phone and,
Right.
Facebook Messenger video or FaceTime. But just being able to spend that quality time. I was, Saturday was beautiful outside. Wow, what a nice day it was.
Yes,
The sun was shining. It was just so nice out. So just went to my mom's backyard and just sat in the sun with my sister and just was able to connect with her, my older sister. Shout out to Natalie, my older sister.
What's up, Natalie?
Yeah, it was nice to be able to just chill a little bit. And then they actually came back and my sister came and stayed by my house Saturday night. So yesterday morning we woke up and we had we made sister breakfast together and, the kids were able to just hang out and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it and it was very peaceful to be able to have some quality time with my big sis. So I loved it. I enjoyed the weekend. It was phenomenal.
That's hot.
Good. Yes.
That's hot. Did you notice? So one of the things I noticed, especially on Saturday, because it was so nice, traffic. Traffic is starting to pick up. Like people are just saying, you know what? It's nice out. I'm not staying in the house. I'm coming outside. That's the idea and the impression that I am getting from just seeing the traffic and seeing people actually walking down the street. Like you see more walking traffic now as well. I was driving up Route 1. Coming from, out of the county, going into the city of Philadelphia. And I'm just walking, looking left, right. I'm just you see more people out jogging,
cars and stuff.
More people walking. Yeah. And of course the shopping complexes and stuff are closed, but the stores that are open, like the Targets and things like that.
Yes.
Lines outside the door. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Wow.
But I guess people,
I haven't really been out there, right? So I just stay local, home. Or my mom only lives 3 blocks away from me, so it's not like I have to drive a distance to her. But that's something that I have heard from a couple people that are essential workers that are out here. They have mentioned to me wow, things are starting to pick up. You see more cars on the road now.
Yes.
I know my neighbor. I see a couple of my neighbors because I'm working from home. So I do see my neighbors that wasn't leaving in the morning have begun leaving in the morning. So I guess more people are starting to return back to work. Businesses are starting to open up little by little. So yeah, man, maybe life's adjusting back to normal right before our eyes.
Right.
So.
That's good. I mean, we need to get back to some sense of normalcy. I just, my whole thing is I don't think they truly have a grasp on this COVID-19 thing. So my whole thing is there's not enough information out there for me personally. I don't knock people who want to go out there and partake in whatever type of festive moments they want to have out there. But for me, I don't think there's enough research and there's enough information out there for me to make me feel confident to want to really be back out in public. like that?
I would feel more confident. Same. And I think I would personally, I would feel okay or confident to go back out if we had like a good stretch of like maybe 15 to 20 days of no more cases. Like
Right.
1 or 2, fine, right? But like if we had a good 15 to 20 days in New Jersey where there were absolutely no cases, then it would be like, okay, I feel a little comfortable. I'm a little more confident in going outside now or going back to, you know, normalcy, like you said. But I don't know. I don't see that happening. I feel like everything's just being a little bit too rushed. And, you know, to me, money, the dime is just not worth it. You know, life is more important to me than the dime at the end of the day.
Right.
So, but I did catch some pictures of like, they're saying like of New Jersey beaches, how different they are this May compared to last May, how like, you know, there's more green coming out the sands and how it's more alive. Like the beaches were able to really, I guess,
refresh. Like
refresh, rebirth. It's a new
yeah.
world, man. It's a new world. There's less cars driving around, less pollution, you know, so our daily actions really affect the ozone layer and how we live. So it was definitely I was taken back, like, wow, look at that, look at how different the world is now that, you know, we are home and things are changing. So it's A plus.
Yeah, I think one of the good things for me personally, now this is where I don't mind stepping out, and we spoke about it, but the fishing boats open back up.
Okay.
And that's like my favorite pastime, like my downtime, to really get in the boats, just be out there 8, 9 hours, 10 hours, just fishing. And my captain, I won't say my captain because I don't work for the boat, but there's a boat that I faithfully go off of like every year. Been going there for like the last 8, 9 years. And the captain texts me, he's like, hey buddy, we back. And so I just thought about that just now. I'm just like, you know what? So now in my head, I'm like, you know, I just had to talk all this crap about not wanting to go out and all, and now I'm like, yo, I'm about to go buy my ticket like in the next hour. So this Friday coming up, 5 o'clock in the morning, I will be hitting the road heading to Belmar, New Jersey.
I love Belmar. That is my beach. That's the beach I go to. I love Belmar.
Belmar, I go fishing out down at Belmar. Belmar is really nice. I remember one year we went fishing. It was me, my brother, my son, my niece, a lot of my buddies that I used to ride motorcycles. Well, I still ride motorcycles with now, but a lot of those guys, and we went out, and man, we had a really good time. We had a cooler, we had food, you know, it was just a great time, and I really want to get back to that. So if you guys out there that's watching the show and you guys want to go fishing with me on Friday, inbox me, I'll give you the information, and we can go ahead and make it a day out there for Friday if you guys like. And it's almost guaranteed to catch fish. I think one time I went in the boat and I fished all day and I didn't catch anything, but I doubt if that'll happen now, especially with, you know, how you just said the beaches and everything look replenished. The waters have to be replenished as well, because there wasn't no cruise ships and stuff going out there to pollute the water. There hasn't been too many boats going out there to put all that gas and fumes into the water. So Mother Nature has kind of like recouped and refreshed herself in certain areas, which we needed. Like we desperately needed that as the globe needed that, you know.
Absolutely.
So that's a good thing. Yes, that's
absolutely.
a good thing.
And we can't mention Belmar now that I think of it without shouting out one of our engaging partners, Marietta. So shout out to Marietta.
Hey Marietta, how you doing?
Engaging parents team, and she's from Belmar. So shout out to you. Happy Monday.
Hey, same to you, Marietta. Thank you for doing a great job. I remember just all the time that I met you with PEP. So shout out to Marietta. All right, Marietta. Sorry about that. I said Marietta. I apologize for that.
Yeah.
But you know, other than that,
so that was good. That was good for breakfast talk. That was, you know, nice weekend, good weather, family fun. You know, the life.
Yeah. And that was our wonderful bell that we love to hear.
Yes.
Sitting there looking at my son. He's like, maybe like, Dad recording like this is weird. So Ash, you know, we got our bell, and our bell usually lets us know that we're going to be transitioning into our main topic. So what's going to be what's our main topic for today?
So today our topic is, because you fell doesn't mean you failed.
When I think about that, when you say because you failed, because you fail, right, doesn't
You
mean you
fail.
failed. And people, and just want to break it down, like, you know, falling, in other words, when you say you fail, falling and failing is totally two different things, right? And falling isn't such a bad thing when you look at it as if, you know what, that just means this effort of me trying, I failed for this moment. I failed this one time, right? But I'm gonna keep going. You know, I'm gonna keep going, and that's one of the most important things to me when it comes to failing, being able to get knocked down, and having the ability to get back up. There was a song by a guy named Donnie McClurkin, and it's a famous song.
It's
You
way
know,
before my time.
Donnie
Just
McClurkin.
kidding.
I'm about to say no. You should
I'm
know this
kidding.
song because you know he's the one that sings the song that says what is it called? We fall down, but we get up. It's a gospel
Oh, we
song.
fall down.
And
I
we
know
get
it's
up.
all.
Yes, there you go. I wasn't going to embarrass
I'm not a
myself
singer,
singing.
but
Yeah, I would sound way worse. I would sound way worse. So that's why I didn't even attempt to sing it. You know, but that song was so important because everybody fails. Everybody falls, right, at something in life, right? Some of us have like that mental fortitude to get back up and to keep going, to keep trying again. And some of us, unfortunately, at that moment, we don't. We don't. But the fact that we don't have that mental fortitude or that energy or that courage to get back up at that moment, I want to say at some point in life they do find the courage to get back up. Not all the time.
yeah, I mean, you have to, right? Because
Yeah.
failure is inevitable.
Right.
Like, and I just feel like you have to. But honestly, you have to look at failure not as like, or falling rather, falling not as something bad, but usually, like, if you think about your past, right, and every experience that you've had,
right,
when you fell, wasn't that like a pivotal moment? Like,
yes.
Wasn't that a moment for you to experience the falling moment and then say, okay, now I'm at a crossroads where I need to make something happen. So now you have to go in a different direction. So it's kind of like a new chapter, right? It's like a new season. And unfortunately, that season is full. And and it will hurt. And, you know, but those, just look at it as growing pains.
Right.
You know, you grow, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. And you just got to keep it moving. You got to keep it moving, take it like a grain of salt and just keep going. Like Aaliyah said, you dust yourself off and try again. Keep it going, you know?
Yeah, I know for me personally, like in life, I failed a lot. Like, I mean, we sat there, we spoke about a few things prior to us, you know, starting recording, but there was so many things. I sat back and started looking at it. Like, I remember, you know, and I always go back to my sports career, but I remember failing, right? And then I remember getting back up. And I remember falling again. I remember getting back up, falling. And that was my sports career. Like, it was like this, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like this, like on the slope. It was like I had to take it down in order for me to increase, to get back on a higher ascend, you know what I'm saying? Or increase higher. And so a lot of times I felt when it came to sports, when I felt, it made me come back like more angrier, more, I guess you want to say, like more tenacity to take on the whatever it is that caused me to fail. I started
motivated,
motivated. I worked a little bit harder, and the only time I can remember was when I felt athletically, is when my mind began to fail me. When my mind really started to fail me, and I couldn't find that motivation to keep going, and at that point, that's when I retired. You know, but early on, prior to retiring, like it was like a lot of things fell. You know, I was released a couple times NFL. I got released one time playing arena football, and it was a few those moments of falling. Yeah, they trigger something in your head because like, oh man, you know, once you experience some form of trauma, you usually respond the way you did initially the first time you have experienced that trauma, but then that's when you grow away from it. You know, you walk away from it, start to do things different. And when I got released, every time I got released, I went through like a phase of like depression, but then I'm like, wait, hold on, I'm here for a reason. And I snap out of it and I get back into it. But then that last time, it wasn't for me getting released from football. It was me releasing myself from it, you know, because I just felt like, you know, it's not there for me no more. So it's time to turn over a new leaf and start doing something different.
And
that
that's
was
important.
cool.
That's important for
Yes.
you at the end, whenever, with whichever, and we've said this in prior episodes, where it's
Yes.
like important for you to do what's best for self, right? Because you can't do anything for anyone else or make anyone happy unless you're making yourself happy at the end of the day. So that was a pivotal moment for you. Like, you fell, but then you were like, you know what, let me choose me, and let me keep it moving, let me keep going forward, and just, you know, it's not that just because you fall and you feel like you failed doesn't mean that's the end destination.
Right.
That just means now it's time for you to go down. You got to pick a new path and just keep it going. Like, keep it going. And but at the same time, you can't just say, okay, I failed, let me just get back up and run. Like, you have to, of course, reflect and understand what happened. And you have to, like, you know, reevaluate, adjust, you know, strategize and say, what can be done differently going forward in my life? What decisions can I make different? What structure do I need to build in order to be successful at the next best thing that's coming my way, right? Because once one door closes, another one opens. So now you just have to understand, like, okay, now it's time to prepare for what's to come and what's coming your way. You got to be ready for it. You got to build that structure. You got to strategize. You have to prepare yourself, and don't take the failure as something negative. Take it as, you know what, is the same way they say what's meant to be is going to be. It goes both ways. It goes, it could be negative, it could be positive. You know, it could be what's meant to be something great happens. It's like, wow, an achievement, but also that failure, that down moment could be something that's just shifting you into the direction that you're meant to be in. So,
And that's true. That's true because you know, a lot of times I think it's just human nature that when things don't go our way, naturally we just go into this shell of, well, why me? You know, and here we go again with the topic of why me.
Why me?
Yeah, but you know, we start to feel sorry for ourselves, or we feel like we can't do this, A, B, or C, whatever. And a lot of times, again, it's just God telling you, like, listen, yo, you tried, right? But I want you to try harder. And that's how that's my mindset now. My mindset now is that when things happen to me, I think of it like, what is God trying to test me for? He's testing me.
And people fail to realize that, like, whenever those moments happen, it's definitely a sign from the good, from the greater God. Like, that is definitely something that's meant to show you, like, pay attention. Like, you have to pay attention to those things that happen to you, because it's a shifting moment.
Correct. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened to me over here.
There you go.
Oh, I don't know what happened. But yeah, but that's that understanding that, man. I think a lot of times if we can, like, just understand that we're going to fail in life, right? But how we respond to it is really what is really the message that we're trying to give to you guys. Because again, like, it's inevitable, it's going to happen. But just understand, like Ashley and I saying, it's part of your growth. You know, your growth. You don't grow without, like, being tested. You know what I'm saying? And I remember there used to be a saying, I can't remember it for verbatim, but I know it was along the line of saying, how can you know that you're ready for battle if you've never been battle tested? You know? And I used to hear that a lot when I would play football, like, how you know you're ready to go out there and do this and this, but you never actually been through some stuff. Like, I remember, and I heard this years ago when we played the football game. It was Elizabeth High School versus Plainfield High School. And clearly we were projected to win. We had a great season. We had a bunch of All-Americans coming back and All-Staters, and we ended up losing the game. We ended up losing, I want to say, 14-6. Something of that nature. And it was just like all season, like, we just felt like no matter how much we went and whooped on a team, we just knew that one loss, that was our fall. That felt like it knocked us off, right? And we went on to win the state championship, right? But the work from us losing that one game, that motivated us to come back and win that championship, because the team that we played in the championship was a team that beat us. And we ended up beating that team. I want to say with the same score. We
Just
beat them with the same score that they beat us by, right? But the only difference is that, you know, we came back and we shut their defense. Like, they had no offensive, you know, they didn't score. They didn't have any too much offensive production, but it was just like we spent all our time really trying to, like, bounce back from that. We had to reevaluate ourselves. We had to go back and do things different. We all were studying film. We spent like that last, yeah, we spent so much time together just trying to build each other up and be along each other. It was like, yo, let's go. So it really worked for us, and it really gave us an opportunity to really go out there and display what comes out of failure. And what came out of failure was us winning the championship, you know. So it's a good thing, like falling down, like you said, falling down and having that experience is good for us, because again, it's going to build character. It's going to help us to really, if you really want something, it's going to motivate you to get back into the game, because like, I really want this.
And you build better experiences, you know, you live and you learn. You just, I don't want to curse, but things happen, you know.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Sugar honey iced tea happens.
Sugar honey iced tea happens. You can't do anything but just enjoy it. You gotta take it in, take what's given to you, and just excel. Do the most that you can to just do better at what it is that you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody's perfect. You know, nobody's perfect, and of course you can do things differently every day, and I guess what matters most is how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, when you're going to get started, you know, on doing that.
Right. Is there anything that you would like to share on your behalf of something that you feel like you failed, but that you failed at it, but ultimately you came back and bounced back, and it just made you such a great person, and you're so much better off because you went through that.
Yes.
And you got back up from it.
So, like, of course, like, everybody has a failing moment, right? And when I was thinking about this topic, I was like, yeah, like, what did I really do in life that was like a falling moment for me? Right. I like saying falling rather than failing. So it was a falling moment for me, and I have to say, you know, my marriage. I got married very young, and I think I was like 21 or something like that when I got married. And, you know, inexperienced. And then we had my daughter, and the marriage didn't last a long time. We got married very, very early in the relationship. And it was what it was. But at the end of the day, like, you know, when I was married, I lived in Newark for a couple of years. And when I separated, I came back home. I came back to Patterson, my hometown or whatever. And I mean, my life started off at that moment. Life for me as a parent really started off, right? And I had to just adjust. And if it wasn't for me moving back to Patterson, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you now, right? Because I met Al, even though Al's from Newark, I met Al in Patterson, and then it just opened up doors for me. And at the end of the day, like, I have to say, you know, my ex-husband and I, shout out to Louis. What's up, Lou?
Shout out, Lou.
You know, if it wasn't for us separating, we wouldn't be able to have the relationship we have as parents to Lila. You know, like, we're cool. Like, we're cool. We're great friends. We understand each other. And, you know, it's not about the relationship wanting it back, but it's being able to co-parent and being able to provide that image to our child, and have her understand that, you know, although things didn't work out, we're still mommy and daddy, you know, we still love you equally. And we wouldn't be able to, I think, you know, be able to do the things that we do with her as we co-parent, and give her that support and love that we do now, because staying in that relationship would have probably been sour. It would have probably been a bad experience for her based off of the issues we had. So separating, although at the time it felt like we were defeated, it just ended up growing into something much better, because today, you know, we're cool, like, we're friends, and we're able to love and support our daughter together, and that's what matters most.
And you guys are giving her the best experience, though, of parenting, which is very important.
Exactly.
The relationship part, because again, you can still have a wonderful and building, like, a relationship where you guys continuously build. You don't have to be married. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to make marriage that, but you guys can still be the best parents. You guys can still have a wonderful relationship, because I too experienced that same thing with my ex-wife. And what you're talking about, like, you know, we shared this, that we experience these things. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And I hope there's others out there who can relate to you, because that's very true what you're talking about. And congratulations on you guys for figuring it out, because there's a lot of parents out there who can't figure that out, you know, and they feel like they failed and they left failure. You know, they didn't try to work on it, bringing that grade up. You know, they just left it. I'm failing. I got an F. Bump it, leave it there. But you can't do that, because it's only going to affect your kids, you know?
And of course, like, you hold grudges and you have all these things and these negative emotions, and that's when your ego kicks in. But you know, you're better than that. You're bigger than that, and you could really succeed in anything you put your mind to. So for me, that was like one of the it was a challenging time in my life, but I was able to, you know, get through it. And throughout the years of us being separated, I was able to realize, you know what, if it wasn't him, I wouldn't have my Lila. She'd be someone different, right? So, you know, I take the blessings that are given to me, and I just live with it. Like, you know, I just learned how to be a supportive mom to my baby, but at the same time, the more support I give to my baby, I'm able to give to him, because we have to back each other up as parents. You know?
Correct. And Lila's going to benefit from that. And it's like I said, it's like you sitting here, like you got me like, oh man, like you got me a tear out over here, because I'm like, you know, that's a wonderful feeling when you figure that out. And it took me a while, you know, like you said, with me and my ex, we separated when the marriage kind of fell. And I'm just going to go out there and say it fell because of me. So the mental torture and the depression that I went through, it was really important for me to mend the relationship. You know, and not to mend it to try to get back, because we both know we ain't ever going to get back together. Like it's understandable. We understand that.
Friends, it's bigger than that.
We're good friends, and it's
a
good.
higher purpose is necessary for the situation.
Exactly. You know, but it feels so good to just be able to be to a point where ain't no madness going on. It's like you can sit there and like, yo, what's going on? Ha ha, like you laughing, jokey. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I remember a time when we was like at each other's throat.
We couldn't even be in the same room together.
I tell you, like, I see you, I'm ready to start shooting at you. You ready to start doing some crazy stuff to me? Like, it's just like we're in Baghdad, like we're U.S. versus Iraq type stuff. You know, that's how it felt like. And now when you come around there, it's just so peaceful and serene, you know, and it's just parenting, you know, and you could sit there, you could laugh about stuff, and it's a beautiful thing. And you know, shout out to you and Lou. Again, shout out to my ex-wife, Malara, for her being mom, my son, and everyone who's experienced what me and Ashley experienced. As you guys can see, we smiling. Yes. We're talking about some good things, and we are just showing you guys. We both just shared the moment of that we failed at. That was something that's very important to us. That we failed. We failed at it, but we ain't failed. You know what I'm saying?
And those falling moments could come to anybody. Like I was saying earlier. You know, for kids, right? When kids learn how to tie their shoes and they can't get it, they feel like they're failing. Or when they can't ride their bike without their training wheels, they feel like they're failing. Or when they can't catch the ball, they feel like they're failing. And every failing moment is just, that's why it's inevitable, right? And you have to be able to, from that time, as kids are young, have them understand it's okay. Like I know right now with the home learning situation with my daughter, you know, sometimes she feels like she can't get the work done, or it is overwhelming, or it is too much. And it's not that she can't do it. It's just, it's a lot right now for people. It's just a lot, right? Everybody is experiencing this around the world globally. So everyone knows what it is, and it becomes a little bit much for her. But I have to remind her, like, it's okay. It's okay for you to feel the way you're feeling right now. You know, just take it in, feel it, and just keep it moving. Like, let's just make it greater. Let's take a little break, and let's just keep pushing forward. Because the feeling you're going to feel once you break free from how you feel right now is going to be 10 times better. You know, so you feel that failing moment. But then once you break free of it, and then you end up achieving whatever goal it is that you're setting yourself up for, that feeling is 10 times much more like
fulfilling, I guess you could say.
Fulfilling than that feeling, like that feeling of failure.
Yeah.
So don't let it bum you and don't let it make you feel like it's sour. No, because at the end of the day, it's going to end up sweet. You're going to see the rainbow at the end of the storm, right? Like, so, and that's what matters most.
Right.
I mean, that's
that's
just
true.
my little opinion or whatever.
Yeah. You know what? That opinion, but what you're saying is 100% true. And honestly, like, if this was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when I was going through what I was going through, with the separation and everything, I would have loved to hear this right now.
Yes.
I would love somebody to come and tell me, yo, it's gonna be all right. Just gotta get through these moments. Like you fell right now, you on your butt, you laying flat on your back right now. But take it one day at a time. First you sit up, then you get up on one knee, then you get up to your second knee, then you stand up one leg, you get stand tall, and then you start to grow from there. Once you're back on your feet, then one foot in front of the other, one step at a time. And if I would have heard that back then, if you would have told me this 5 years ago, I wouldn't, like, there's no way that we're ever going to be see eye to eye. There's no way we're ever going to be cool again. None of that, because I just felt like I did so much and so much has been done on both our behalves. Like, we're never going to even say hi to each other again. That's just how bad I thought things were going to be. But again, it's a very brighter day today, you know.
And it's not worth it. It's
day.
not worth it. When you look at the situation and you say, you know what, am I going to put, energy towards this negative situation and feel negative about it, or am I going to be positive about it and feel great about it, right? So it's all about how you take the situation and just like dwell on it. You could take it both ways, and instead of being negative, you could be positive and feel good about it. Who wants to feel sour and feel that that hurt and pain? Nobody wants to feel that. So it's all about not what you do or how you or what you say. It's about how you do it and how you say it,
Right.
So
it's
definitely
pretty much how you like respond, and then how you respond to things, like, you know what I'm saying, like having that positive attitude. And one thing we left out is and again, I don't want to make this a religious thing, but you got to reach out to the higher power. You got to ask God to clear a way. You got to ask God to clear a way for you so that you can be able to get back to life as you visualize it. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't going to just happen. And unfortunately, things are not going to just happen on our accords either. We need a higher power really working and moving that energy and moving energy for us and helping to create that energy force, and that's very important. And I just think, again, I don't like, me personally, I don't like to do anything unless I first ask God to, like, first, if this is of your will, then allow me to go headstrong into this, right?
Same.
But if I fail, give me the strength to get back into it, And if it's not of your will, give me the strength to walk away from it and not look back at it.
Oh my God, it's crazy you saying that, because that's exactly what I like. That's exactly what I say. Like, I surrender. And if I'm going down the wrong path, fix it. I surrender. Like, however you take me, I'm there, right? Like, and I know that if something happens, it's because it's meant to be. And I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to be sour about it. I'm just going to pay attention and say, okay, well, what am I supposed to be doing then? Like, what signs are around? What's going on? Like, let me know. And I mean, it works. I know it may sound crazy to people if you're not religious, and not to turn it into a religious thing, but it's all about just having that faith and believing that there is a purpose for you, and you have, in order for you to really succeed, you have to take that leap of faith and trust, so yeah.
Correct. Well, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree. And I think
but like you said, 5 years ago, if you would have heard this message, it would have meant something to you. So that's why it's important for you guys to share this message, share this video, because you never know who may need to see this message today, who may need to hear what we have to say and be able to, and just feel good about what's going on in their life. So make sure you like and share this video to help support us as we grow with our More Than a Sport Inspirational TV.
Hey, well, Ash, listen, that was some really, really great information. Really thank you for sharing that. And now it's time to pay the pipers. So let's talk to everyone about these wonderful organizations that we are trying to present and get everybody to get involved with.
So make sure you follow us. Follow our Facebook page, Parents Engaging Parents, on Facebook, Instagram, and we also do have a YouTube page where you can go up there and check out the work that we've done throughout the past, 3.5 years now. So make sure you check us out. And also you can go to our website, www.parentsengagingparents.org. If you'd like to reach out to us and connect, you could definitely reach out to any one of us, myself. You can reach out to Raheem. You could reach out to Altarise, Erica. You know, we look forward to working with you guys and engaging with you guys, doing big things out here throughout the state of New Jersey this year. So, you know, Parents Engaging Parents 2020, here we come.
Let's go. Let's go. And for you guys that's looking to get in contact on the More Than Sports side, guys, please feel free to reach out to us on Facebook. More Than Sport. You guys can find us on Instagram. And I apologize, guys, I've been giving the wrong Instagram information, but it's More Than the Sport NJ. All right. And Twitter is the new More Than Sport. And then we have a website, www.morethansport.com. And we also have a YouTube channel. So if you guys ever miss the recordings on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, right, you guys can always go to YouTube and we'll have all the shows from show 1 to show 24, which is today, that we'll have all the episodes up on there. And you guys can always go back on there and revisit the episodes and rewatch them through YouTube. And again, if the YouTube channel is More Than a Sport. And we look forward to you guys just pretty much checking us out. The last shout out I want to give out was to my partner organization, Money Talks EDU, and to my homegirl, Crystal Evans. Guys, we have a book out.
Hey, Crystal.
What's up, Crystal? But we have a book out, guys, a financial literacy book for teens, and it's called Road to Riches. Guys, please check that out. If you guys have a company or something that you would like to market, please reach out to myself or Crystal Evans. Guys, we have a magazine that we can help market your business or whatever it is that you're doing. So reach out to us for opportunities with that as well. All right. But guys, thank you guys again today for another wonderful show. If you guys are interested, and we're going to be, again, I don't know if you guys remember, but this is the second to last show. So Wednesday is going to close out season 1. And when
season 1.
Yes. And when we come back to season 2, guys, it's going to look different. It's going to be different. This show is going to be awesome. You guys are going to think you're watching Oprah Winfrey show or something like that.
And we're looking forward to having you guys join us as we come back for season 2 and roll out some big things for you guys. So stay tuned. Stay tuned and get ready, because here we come.
Here we come, like she said. All right, guys. Thank you again, Ash. Ash, thank you for being such a great co-host. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I know you got to get to work pretty soon, and I just have to get up and get something done with my life, which I don't know what I'm going to do. But thank you again. Thank you. Yes, and thank you guys for watching. Guys, remember, it's always more than the sport.
Have a good day, guys.
Have a good one, guys.